Morning, everybody. MG here, MG Covers, bringing you a brand new handicapping video. It's going to be NFL betting preview for Week 4. We're going to review the odds makers lines, and I'm also going to reveal my lines for all the games for this coming week. And we've got a nice little special for you guys if you want to take advantage of that. So let's get started. All right, these are my NFL power rankings for Week 4. The reason I'm excited, you can hear it in my voice, is that now we have 3 weeks of data. My stat model will be, it's still like to have 4 games, but it's obviously more accurate than it was the previous week. So what you're looking at here, teams listed 1 through 32. The top number there shows their power ranking number. And I'm not going to get into how I come up with this number, but I will point out a couple things along the way. Now, you can actually have access to these power rankings, and I'm going to tell you why they're better than ESPN or anything like that, because those are just, for entertainment purposes. This is specifically for sports betting, created by a professional sports bettor that is profitable. So what we're going to do first, let's look at the top 5. We have New England, Baltimore, Philadelphia, Dallas, and Buffalo, surprisingly, coming in at number 5. Bottom 5 power rankings have the Giants. Nice win yesterday. Panthers, same type win for them as well. Pittsburgh, Washington, and Miami. So no surprise maybe with the bottom 2 there. Now, I'm going to talk about how I create a line. Again, this is all stat driven, is what we call. There's 2 parts of handicapping. I've told you guys this a million times. You have the objective side, which is stats, and then you have the subjective side, which is different situational angles, home field advantage, things like that, as a team in current form, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm going to show you how I do this and show you how accurate these lines really are. So let's look at the this is the Rams in Cleveland. I realize they played last night, but this includes the stats from last night, so it's somewhat. So this would basically be if these teams played again, what the line would be. So you have Rams, if you look up there, 306. Cleveland is 301. So what I do, and again, if you're subscribed to our power rankings, you can do this as well. So you take the lower number, which is 301, divide it by the higher number, and you're going to get 0.98. Then you subtract 1, and that equals 2. So the line is the Rams minus 2. So the team with the higher power ranking will always be favored. And what you do, and the lower number is always divided by the bigger number. So in this case, if they played again, then my line, not the sportsbook line, my line would be Rams minus 2. And you saw last night, it's a pretty close game. So that's pretty accurate. Okay, so that's how we do it. So let's get into some matchups for this week. The first game we're going to look at, this is Thursday night. Philadelphia, Green Bay. These, just so you know, if you're watching this video later in the week, this is Monday, let's see, about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, September 23rd. Philadelphia is the dog plus 4.5 on the road to face Green Bay. Green Bay's minus 4.5. My line for this game is Green Bay is the dog. Philadelphia is the favorite at minus 6. So if you look over to the right differential, you'll see this throughout the video. That's the difference between those 2 numbers. So it's a minus 6 and a plus 4.5. So the total differential is 10.5. So we're going to circle that. That's a game we're definitely going to look at because, again, we have a huge differential, and that's what we're looking for. And, again, the beauty of my stat model, it doesn't take into consideration, Green Bay's playing at home. Green Bay is perceived as the better team than Philadelphia is. So none of that is taken into consideration, which is why my power rankings are more accurate than some of the crap you see out there. And these are actual power rankings I use to handicap. All right, next game. Carolina, Houston, not much difference there. We got Houston minus 5. My line is, wait a minute, did I do this wrong? Yeah, I actually put that in the wrong. My bad, guys. It should say Houston minus 7 is my line. The actual line is Houston minus 5. So only have a 2-point differential, so not much to look at there. Next game, same deal. Cleveland on the road to face Baltimore. Baltimore is minus 6. My line is minus 7. So only a 1-point differential. And if you notice these last 2 games, how accurate my line is, just based on stats, how accurate it is and close to the line the odds makers create. And the reason I point that out is if you're trying to create a stat model, your stat model should be close to the odds makers' lines in most games. And if it's off on every game, then it's probably not a valid stat model. Whereas you can see 2 out of 3, my line was pretty darn close to the actual odds line. The only difference was the Philadelphia Green Bay game. Okay, so let's look at the next set of games. Got Washington, even though they're playing the Bears tonight, they are a 2.5 dog on the road to face the Giants. Coming off a big emotional win, minus 2.5. I didn't put the line there because Washington hasn't played yet. I'd rather get three games worth of stats. Is that what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So moving on to the next one. I thought this was interesting too, how accurate that my stat model is when you compare it to the odds maker. So Chargers, big favorites here, minus 16.5. I have them at minus 14, 2 touchdowns. Miami's the dog plus 16.5. So we have a 2.5 point differential there. So nothing to look at or possibly look at as a play. Next game, same deal. Oakland is the dog plus 6.5. I have it at plus 5, so Indy's the favorite, only off 1.5 points there. Moving along, we have Kansas City comes in as the favorite on the road. Detroit minus 7. Detroit's a dog at plus 7. I actually have this. My stat model has Detroit minus 1. So this is an 8-point differential. A game we'll circle and look at again. What you have to realize, and this is not automatic. Yeah, this is not automatic that I'm going to play Detroit. There's other things to consider. But when I see a line that's different, my line is different from the odds maker's line, it's a game I'm going to dive into a lot further. Now, this could possibly be a play, but it doesn't automatically mean I'm going to play it because, again, handicapping is 2 parts. I know a lot of people want to say, I just want to come up with something where I can go A plus B plus C equals the correct answer. Well, that doesn't happen. You have to handicap subjectively. 2 parts. Objectively, which is a stat model, which I'm showing you now, and subjectively, which is, subjective factors, etc. So there's a difference there. We'll definitely look at that game further. New England minus 7.5. We have this game as minus 4. I think my line is a lot more accurate than the sportsbook line here. We have a differential of 3.5. Is that something I would look at? Possibly. I like to have at least about 5 or 6 point differential. But I do think New England is probably overvalued in this situation. Buffalo is definitely undervalued. Pretty good team. And considering this game is at Buffalo, again, and it doesn't mean that I'm not going to consider this game at all. I'm going to watch the line throughout the week as the line becomes seasoned. What I mean by season is there's action that comes in on it. I mean, it may end up going to, that line may end up going to, New England minus 9 or something. I don't know. And then that would change my point differential and mean that would be a game I would look at, a lot more seriously than I would now. All right, Tennessee, Atlanta. Atlanta is the favorite, minus 4.5. Tennessee the dog at plus 4.5. However, I have Tennessee as the favorite in this one, minus 6. Atlanta the dog at plus 6. So that is a 10.5 point differential. Definitely a game we will look at. All right, moving along. Tampa Bay and the Rams. I thought this was an interesting line. Tampa Bay plus 11.5. Rams minus 11.5. My line for this game was minus 2. Rams was plus 2. So actually I have Tampa Bay as the favorite. That might seem crazy, but again, whatever the numbers say in my stat model, I just look at them. And again, like I said earlier, that doesn't mean I'm automatically going to play Tampa, but it's definitely a game I'm going to look at and dive into a little bit further. As you saw Rams last night, they didn't exactly blow out Cleveland. If Cleveland would have, been smart enough, they do call a run-in play on 4th and 9. So if they've been a little bit smarter, that game would have probably been a lot closer. So anyway, a game we're going to look at there, 13.5 point differential. That's huge. Next game, Seattle, Arizona. My line is the exact same line as the odds maker's line. Seattle the favorite, minus 4. So probably will not do anything with that game. I thought this game really surprised me. I figured Minnesota would open as a favorite. They were not. They're open up as a dog on the road. Chicago playing tonight against the Redskins. So Chicago's the favorite at minus 3. I actually have Minnesota as the favorite at minus 3. So we have a 6 point differential. And what you can do too, if you haven't watched my How to Handicap the NFL parts 1 and parts 2, I would definitely urge you to do that. What you'll see is, like this particular game, I'm actually seriously looking at this one. So you have Minnesota at plus 3, but my line is -3, so we have a 6-point differential. I would actually play Minnesota on the money line. I haven't looked at what it is. It's probably, plus 135, maybe plus 140, not sure. Somewhere in that range is where it's going to be. And it may end up, I think the sharps are going to hit Minnesota on this line. I think it's going to come down. So if you're definitely considering Minnesota, now will be the time to play it. Last 3 games we're going to look at here. Jacksonville, maybe not the last 3. Jacksonville, Denver. Did I not put a differential? I guess I forgot to put one in here. I got Jacksonville. My line. Wait a minute. Now I'm confusing myself. Yeah. My line's the exact same line. What did I do here, y'all? I'm confusing myself. Okay, I got it. I just messed up and put, what did I do wrong? Oh, I actually had, it should be Jacksonville +5. I have Denver as the favorite at -5. So where it says my line should be +5. That's my mistake. So that would be a 2-point differential. Sorry about that. I was rushing to get this out. Next game, Dallas, New Orleans. You had Dallas -3 as a favorite. My line's Dallas -5. Only a 2-point differential, so not much to look at there. Next game, very interesting. Cincinnati +4 is the dog on the road to face Pittsburgh, -4. Again, this is all about public's perception. Pittsburgh is a heavily betted team, even despite their quarterback struggles. You're looking at Pittsburgh +4, Cincinnati -7. So I have Cincinnati as the favorite. So that gives us an 11-point differential. Definitely will look at that game as well a little bit deeper. All right, that concludes all the games we'll look at. What I want to do is talk about, these are my subscriptions at my website, MGCovers.com. VIP members, if you want to become a VIP member, you're going to learn how to handicap. It's $100 a month. You can read all that there. If you want to get all my picks, if you say, hey, I'm not interested in learning or power rankings, etc., I just want some winners, hey, daily picks, you can get all my plays, all sports for just $49.95 per month, and you get my power rankings for free. And what this video was centered around was my power rankings. Now, power rankings are just $19.95 per month, which means you can get access to those lines that I just showed you. The power rankings for football, you can get power rankings for soccer. Had a huge weekend in soccer. 4-1 in soccer. Year to date, I think we're up almost 4 units in soccer. NFL, we are 11. What's my record? 11-5, up 7.31 units in NFL. And we still have about week and a half left of baseball. So you get all of those power rankings for just $19.95 a month. Now, what I'm going to do today, I'm going to give you guys a deal. You can actually subscribe for free for 3 days. So you do have to sign up for an account, put your credit card information and all that jazz. So you can check it out for 3 days. If you like it, I think on that 4th day, you'll be charged the $19.95 a month. And if you check it out and say, hey, this isn't for me, then you just cancel and there's no charge. So again, you get access 3 days for free to the power rankings. And currently we have Major League Baseball power rankings up. NFL power rankings are already up. Soccer, I should get those up tonight or tomorrow. And then, of course, if you stay subscribed, get NHL, which is going to start. I wait until the team's played about 5 games. So that's somewhere around middle of October. And then NCAA basketball starting up in November. So, again, all that for $19.95. So, hope you guys like the video. Good luck with your wagers this week. Again, don't forget to check out the website, MGCovers.com. Please subscribe if you're watching these videos. Hey, I greatly appreciate everybody subscribing to the channel. Love making these videos. And in the comments below, tell me which teams you like or you think have an advantage this week. Who you wagering in week 4 of NFL. Hope everybody has a great week. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.